First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, and we are live here at the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We're here every weekday. We start at 1 o'clock and we go throughout the afternoon. Right now, we're talking about an event that you can get out and participate in, and it's been going on for over 3 decades. It has to do with free fishing and teaching fishing to youth, and the purveyor of that is Wil Warren. So we had a chance to talk to Wil about this event, and we're going to give you all the details during this about how you can get out to Hagg Lake and fish. Wil, thanks for having time to be here with us today. You know, you have been at this for a while, out there, you know, bringing fishing to so many people. And I want to get into what people can get involved with this weekend. But can you tell us, you know, just a little bit about yourself and your program there and how this all got started?
Well, I am grew up in Portland, Irvington Grade School, Graham High School, graduated from Western Vernon Community College, basketball, all that kind of stuff. But I got involved in this because it was back in the 80s, 89. I was also working for child welfare at the time. I was a case manager, and we had a small community church that my dad was the pastor of, Mount Sinai, and there was an organization called City Kids Fishing Club, and they had reached out to our church and wanted to get kids out, and we raised our hand and said, yes, let's do it. That was for about a year in 88. Then in 89, I was contacted by the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife and Washington County Parks. And in Washington County, that's when the Free Fishing Weekend actually started. This year now, it's 37 years. They reached out because they wanted to get kids in foster care, and they knew what I was doing, working with Portland Park and Recreation and also the church I was involved with. And so, again, at the first event that we had at Henry Hagg Lake, because they wanted to start it there, probably like maybe 40 kids. You know, I had kids off of my caseload, kids from the church, and then Portland Park and Rec. And we kept doing it. You know, I just had a small group of people who were just interested in doing it for year after year after year. And then the president of the Northwest Steelheaders Association TV chapter, Mark Davis, reached out to me and said, hey, Wil, have you ever thought about being a nonprofit? I said, no, we oughta. And so he got me involved with it, and then I applied with the Secretary of State's Office, Department of Treasury, and then I filed for my status with the IRS. And I got that back in 2009. But it's just grown exponentially since then. We were just a small group doing it, but then now you see where we are now. It's like, my goodness, we have over 30 different stations now. When I mean stations, you know, we have about 20 to 30 boats. We have shoreline fishing. We do angler education. So it's about teaching folks how to cast safely. We have water safety. We fit in with life vests. So I've been working with the Oregon State Marine Board, Coast Guard Auxiliary, and now a new program called Water Strong. And then we have a fish cleaning station. We have rod and reel distribution. We have Home Depot comes out and they do creative art. We have a robotics team that comes out. The Oregon State Patrol comes out and they put out decoys and teaches folks how to use binoculars and see if they could find a elk, a bear, or a deer. It's kind of cool. Then the Oregon Hunters Association, they've been with us for many years, and they have a BB gun range and an archery range. And then AMR Medical. I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't want to waste time with talk about all of them. But it's just, the thing about it is that, you know, it's more than just about fishing. It's about the great outdoor experience. So, you know, we have Les Schwab comes out, and if people are going to go camping, they're going to go out biking, hiking, whatever, they need to be prepared. Washburn County Bikes, you know, they work with us as well. Now we have a new one. Les Schwab comes out. I said Les Schwab, but I mean Bass Pro Shop is a new one, and then so it's just a great event for all kids. And I don't know if you can really see my shirt, but it's really about, you know, making it happen, inspire youth about the dream. It's what it's really about. And the kids need to have that drive. Then they got to take responsibility. then they need to get their education, then they take action, and then they become a mentor and pay it forward. And it's about that's what it's really about. So I work with a lot of schools. We do private locations as well. I don't put that on the website, but in fact, I just did last last week. We had six schools, elementary all the way to high schools out at Horny's Hideout. Probably about 50 a day, and these kids just love it. Um, we teach them again about angler education, water safety, shoreline fishing, and when we do the fish cleaning, we educate them about fish biology, macroinvertebrates, horticulture,
Man,
agriculture, all of those things. So it's just an educational experience for the kids to get them off the phones, off of their,
yeah,
just getting out those experience, and not only that, it's good for our environment as well. So they're educated about, hey, let's take care of this environment. We got to take care of it. So that's what we're all about. Now that's for the kids, but on the other side, it's a positive youth development, but it's also strengthening family engagement because, as you know, a lot of parents are working, and I work with child welfare, so a lot of parents, the kids were in foster care, and some of them were incarcerated. A lot of kids themselves were in juvenile detention, and so it's there's these hurdles that families might have in terms of being able to get outdoors. So it's that family connection and families getting together and being outdoors, and that's what it was for me. And I grew up with my dad, who had worked at Esco Corporation, and he was very, 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 very. He either worked at swing shift at the graveyard, and I didn't see him through the week, but on the weekends, oh my gosh, we were fishing, and that's what I loved. I think that's what inspired me. Um, Part of it is that the wellness piece. So when you're outdoors, we do the wellness where we teach them to relax,
yeah,
breathe, feel the wind, hear the birds chirping, hear the water rippling the stream, and just relax, breathe, hold, relax. And I just, if I knew then what I know now, I mean, I remember doing that, but I didn't know that it was what it was really doing for me. Except that now I look back and I remember how relaxed I was, and so we also do that wellness. We teach the kids to do that as well.
I mean, it
And then
sounds
the
like
other
there's so many things, involved in that, and that you're bringing, for these
Yeah.
kids, all that different all the education that you have, but also just learning how to balance themselves. I mean, I got to ask, for you, you mentioned that you started fishing at a young age with your dad. For a lot of these kids, have they ever been exposed to the outdoors like that, let alone fishing?
I, a lot of them no. Some yes, some. I'm a very low percentage is the yes, but majority of them no. And what's really interesting, because a lot of and I do mean it jokingly, and I would say, oh, people don't even want to cross the Willamette River, and then a lot of folks they said, no, we don't. And it's like, I mean, no, because they don't know what to expect, in terms of getting out, even going to the coast. A lot of them haven't even been to the coast. So like you're saying, we're trying to expose a lot of families, a lot of kids to the great outdoors. That's what it's really about, in so many different ways. And so you got to start off slowly, and the educational piece. Because one of the things that we have put together is it's called the outdoor navigation. And so we have a backpack that we have, and we're going to be giving them away to, because we're going to do a camping event to give away to the kids, but they have paracorders, you got binoculars, you got compasses, you got first aid kits, you got little, where you can sleep on these small little mats that you can roll up, and these small little fishing poles about this long that, but when you open, they stretch out a little bit and you can fish if you have to with those. And it's just about being prepared if you're just going on a hike, you're going on a biking, if you're going camping. So we do that educational piece is about wanting folks to be prepared for the great outdoors. So I just love doing this for the kids. They love it, and the parents love it. and then all the organizations love it. So, yeah, if I
That's
knew
great.
then what I knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just bringing all that, and bringing it all together, and clearly, you love doing this, obviously, for doing it for this many years and working with so many different kids like that. For people, I want to make sure that we get in the part two for people this weekend, let alone all these other things that you do that they can get involved with. But this in particular, can you tell them, for people out there who maybe like, all right, I want to go out and try this out, or I want to get my kid out there. How do they get involved?
So how you get involved is two ways. We ask that people would register. And the reason for that is so we just have an idea of how many people are coming. And how you do that is you go to our website, which is www.imhookedinc. So that's imhookedinc.org. And then go to the events and go to the June 6th event, the Henry Hagg Lake, and register there. But I also want to say this: if you don't go there, you still can show up. Yeah, you can still just walk in. It's at Henry Hagg Lake, which is in Gaston, Oregon. And the event is this coming Saturday, June 6th. It starts at 7 and it ends at 4. And so you go to Boat Ramp C. Now, we will have sandwich board signs that will be out that'll direct you right there. So, and I would recommend if you are really interested in fishing from the boats, everybody wants to. So I'd recommend you get there early because they do fill up pretty quickly.
Big thank you to Wil for joining us for that, and always great to find out about these events that can help out so many people that are happening all around. So Hagg Lake is where you can get your free fishing lessons. Okay, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler, live here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here in just a minute. If you're watching live, we'll continue on. If you're watching after the fact, make sure to check out all of our segments on the Fox 12 Oregon app.